Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/surviving infidelity, where OP discovers that his wife is cheating for over a year and then had the audacity to blame him. Let's begin. My wife cheated on me after 13 years together. Posted by Reddit user struggling4848. A little background. My wife and I had been together for 13 years. We started dating when we were roughly 16 and never broke up, and got married 3 years ago. We had the kind of relationship that others are jealous of, and everyone always expected us to get married when we were younger. Over the past year and a half to 2 years, things started changing between us. Some issues came up with her family, and she started to become more and more distant, both emotionally and physically. Started being super protective of her phone and grew closer and closer with a male coworker. Long story short, I snooped because I had a feeling something was going on based on a variety of factors, and found incriminating texts confirming that she was indeed having an affair with this guy. When I confronted her in early September, she owned up to it, saying that it had been going on for a year. They had been having this affair in our home, sleeping together in the bedroom that would eventually be the rooms of our future children. She apologized, saying it would never happen again, and I told her that in order for us to move on, I need her to have no contact with the person she cheated on me with. 2 months later, and they are still talking occasionally, with her saying that it is unfair of me to ask her not to talk to someone she considers a close friend. I honestly don't know what to do at this point. I'm trying to see if I can move on, but I feel like I can never trust her again. I feel like her choosing to be in touch with him still shows that she is choosing their relationship over ours. I'm just totally torn on what my gut is telling me. She also told me not to tell any of our friends what's going on, so I don't even have someone to talk to. Now let's check out OP's first update. After posting here a little over a month ago and reading all of your advice, I called my lawyer, told my parents and some close friends what was going on. And then I told my wife that I wanted a divorce. She begged and pleaded, promising to make things better and cut off contact with the affair partner. We spent all weekend together, with her promising things and saying and doing all of the right things. I didn't fully believe her, of course, but I was willing to give her one more chance. One more chance to try and save what I thought we had. Things were fine. We were more or less just coexisting for about a month, but she was on her phone a lot less and being more attentive to me. Well, 2 weekends ago, she handed me her phone to show me something, and I suspiciously swiped up on her open apps. And there she was, talking to her affair partner on Instagram. I flipped out. She promised he just messaged her and she told him that she could not talk. This was blatantly false, as I read their conversation and they were discussing what they were each doing that night. I was again duped, lied to, and deceived. She told me she would finally block him but wanted to say goodbye since he was a friend. I said it was inexcusable and that she had to cut off contact and block him right now, which she said she would. 2 days later, I asked if she had blocked him and she didn't. End of a long story, I told her right on the spot that we are getting a divorce. We can either go through mediation if she agrees to every single thing that I want, or I can get my lawyer involved and I will get what I want anyway. She agreed to mediation and we are beginning that process shortly. It took me some time to get there, longer than it probably should have, but I finally had enough self-respect for myself to put an end to this and go find the life of happiness that I deserve. She still tries to make me feel bad about all of this, blaming me to a degree and telling me how awful of a situation I'm putting her in, but I reminded her that it was her actions that caused all of this, not mine, and that she has to live with the consequences. I had also begun telling more friends about what happened along with the rest of my family. This is not how I ever saw my life going, but I know that this is a blessing in disguise, and I will end up with someone who truly makes me happy. So after telling my ex that we were getting a divorce, the gaslighting went into overdrive, blaming me, telling me that it's my fault that I'm doing this to us, that I am giving up on our marriage, that it's really sad that I'm letting our relationship end this way, and that I'm going to take away the only home that our dog knows, etc. I stood strong, didn't let her get to me, and went through with the divorce mediation. Mediation was smooth. She agreed to everything that I wanted, and I received notice from the courts yesterday. I am officially a free man. We sold the house within 3 months of starting mediation. She moved out 1 month prior to closing on the house. The gaslighting continued while living together, waiting for the house to sell, with her continuing to blame me and telling me that I am mean because I refused to speak to her at all, and countless other things that only a truly sick individual would think to be true given the situation. Once the house sold, I moved back with my parents for a few months to collect myself and just figure out what I wanted to do with my life. I started weekly therapy and was able to reflect on the relationship, seeing how toxic and one-sided everything was, how I was always the one putting myself second and sacrificing my happiness to try and tolerate her and her unrealistic needs and expectations. My therapist suggests that it sounds like she has borderline personality disorder, which is a condition that runs in her family, and it makes total sense. I was also able to, and continue to, work on underlying issues that allowed me to get back into such a toxic relationship. And at this point, I feel like I will be able to identify the warning signs. I recommitted to my physical health as well, losing 15 pounds over the last 3 months and getting back into running, currently training for a 10K. Early this month, I moved into my own place in New York City. I'm also reconnecting with friends who I lost touch with, and I have started dating again for the first time in my life, although not very successful at this point. Plus, I got a promotion at work a few weeks ago that I worked my ass for. I am mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially in a better place that I have been in years. And her showing me her true colors by having this affair was the greatest favor she could have ever done for me. I still haven't told all of our mutual friends about the affair, as I was afraid that she would get angry and tank the mediation. But now that the divorce is final, I will be notifying everyone in our lives as to who she really is. I guess all of this was just a long-winded way of saying that things will get better. There is nothing wrong with any of us because we were cheated on. And to try to use this as a launching point for you, making yourself better and working to make yourself the best possible person. OP, I'm glad that you got out of that relationship. But I guess you were right, it did took you a while. But the important thing is, here you are now, living your best life. You just got a promotion. You lost 15 pounds. You're training for a 10K, doing the things that you love, things that you couldn't do because you were tolerating your toxic ex-wife. I'm so happy that you are in a much better place right now, and I hope you have more success in the future. Well done, OP. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, make sure to subscribe to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.